Hey, what's up guys? It's Stevic from 12 Foot Ninja. I hate those YouTube videos that start like that. So Toontrack has been a part of 12 Foot Ninja's sound since the beginning. Every recording we've released, Russ has played an E-kit and we've used Toontrack software. I'm gonna do something unusual with EZ Bass, the new product. And I also want to show you a couple of new products for EZ Drummer. You can also use with Superior Drummer. The Latin Cuban Drums and the Latin Cuban Percussion. They're two really cool new EZXs that they've brought out. And you can just get them off the site. So what I thought I would do is rewrite our song Coming For You.
We are always within instead of without. So much so.
And it's got quite a Latin feel, so I thought I would use it to demonstrate how I can use these Toontrack tools to reimagine something that, you know, already has quite an established vibe. I mean, in the sense that we've been playing the song for probably a decade now. Oh, I almost forgot. If you go to EZ Keys, boom. Which ones am I using? I'm going to use the small upright piano, and I'm going to use the Latin Cuban EZ Keys Midi. So in order to get the most out of EZ Keys, I think it's imperative that you know how to identify the chords in your song. And the more accurate you can identify your chords, the better results you're going to get. So with Coming For You, the verse is D minor 7, G minor, B flat major 7, A augmented 7 or A7 sharp 5, and then A7. Then D minor 7, G minor, B flat major 7, A7, and then D flat diminished. So they're the chords. Now what I've done, you can see on the screen, is I've just added, and I'll show you how I do it. So I click the bar, hit plus, and then I click the chord, and then I can tell it what I want. So if I wanted to, let's say I want to create B flat major 7, first thing I have to do is find B flat, and then I go, I want it to be a major 7, and then I can open this up and I can change the inversion, and you can see it playing on the piano there, which is really cool. You can omit notes, so I've just gotten rid of the 5th, or I can take out the 3rd there to create a bit of ambiguity. I can change the grid if you have a straight or swing feel. You can change to straight or triplets. I can zoom right in, increase the resolution, and then here you will see that I can actually change the length of my chord so that I can hit the appropriate accents. And to delete, just right click, remove. That's literally as simple as it gets. I use these scissors occasionally to chop chords if I want to, but mainly that's what I do. That's it. So if I play it just with the old a cappella from the original Silent Machine, bloody 2012, I think it was.
Be ready, I am coming! We are always within instead of without. So much so, we have forgotten all about you. If we were to be sure, we had to savor the doubt. But now you know, there is a plan in place. Shall pierce through the veil and absolve you. This ship you buried their heart, you can't be buried the soul. You buried your guilt and you refuse to return.
So now what I can do is highlight just that verse. I'll zoom out here. And now I might just select the first section, and I'm going to go use browser MIDI, and then go down to my Latin Cuban sounds, MIDI, I should say, straight. And what I can do is audition different feels with my chord progression. So let's have a listen. Let's say I dig it, I can hit replace and then drag the MIDI across, and then I've got that part. And then I've got this cool part that I can double click on and mess with the velocities, change the notes, modify the chords. For me, it's kind of the same approach to how I would work with a keys player. Is I'd say, hey, these are the chords. Can you give me like a samba feel? And then they'd play, and then we'd be like, oh, what about that? What about that? Or I'd record a bunch of takes, and then I'd comp them together later. It's exactly the same process, minus the need for a keyboard session player. Sorry, Ben. I love you, mate, but I can kind of do it here. This is like those cooking shows when they're like, and here's what I prepared earlier or whatever. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the original acoustic guitar from the 2012 release. I sort of thought no point in changing that. This is the piano part that I came up with by sort of auditioning a bunch of different EZ Keys Cuban parts, and then I can't remember what I ended up settling on. I tend to write down notes and go, that sounds cool, I like that bit there. It's much like kind of, again, like I said before, it's literally the same thing as working with a keyboard player and producing their parts and, comping it together later. And then what I can do is modify the chords. So you get the most out of this when you know what the chords are, like, which should be straightforward. Let me put it together with the acoustic guitar so you can kind of get that feel. Where'd it go? Here it is. Let me show you the bass part. I used EZ Bass. So if we look at EZ Bass, you'll see I haven't actually brought in the articulations. That's a whole other realm, which is super cool. I played it on, I've got this crazy instrument that I've mapped in fourths, like buttons that I can play. And I've set it to a warm vintage kind of sound, but I'll just give you the bass and the guitar with a little lick. It's really good for the little ghosty notes and stuff like that. I think it's been super responsive. It's a killer bass program. And I'll show you the Latin kit. It's a Latin Cuban Drums. And I can, match the fills and all that kind of stuff with the parts. Latin Percussion, which I've printed here, but just so you can see the Latin Percussion here, I used just original mix. I'll load it up for you so you can see. So this is the Latin Percussion. Timbales, you've got congas, cabasa, shakers, all sorts of stuff. So I'll show you the percussion that I've brought in. Clave is obviously a big one. And then here, the second half, I brought in wood blocks. I'll mute the drums. Cabasa. Just pretty subtle there. Triangle. Guiro. Tambourine. Bongos. Congas. So, in context, it sort of creeps in like a tiered. I don't just have everything coming in because it might be a bit overwhelming, but. So that's the revision of the Latin part. I also did the second verse with variation just so you can have a listen. Extra fills, different feel, and I you know, started it all in the same method and just keep building and building. I was going to try and film the process, but I honestly don't know how I don't know if there is one. I'm just sort of playing around, staring, exploring. You know, it's really difficult to put a method on it. But if I was going to attempt to, I think it starts with, you know, you really have to have a clear understanding of the harmony of your song. And then you just got to be looking for the feel that you want, much as exactly how you would produce if you're working with other musicians. For the chorus, it's the pre-chorus, I went with a much funkier sort of vibe. So that's spelling out the chords. What are they? E flat major 7 to D dominant 7, and I'll show you all the keys I sort of created. With the bass. So I used different EZ kits, like funky kits, to get a different vibe in the pre-chorus. And I was hearing like this Oberheim spacey kind of synth over the top, and it just kind of set it off. So now that I've done all of this, I thought, why not rewrite the entire song, including the lyrics? So I don't know. We'll see how we go. I can show you the rough demo of it, anyone who's interested. It's rough as guts. So I don't know if that's completely scattered or what information I've left out that's really pertinent, but the tools I've used are EZ Bass, EZ Keys, EZ Drummer. I also use EZ Mix. I've used pretty much all Toontrack stuff. I've used the Cuban packs. I've used the Cuban Percussion. I guess you kind of go into the portal and then come out a day later and hopefully you've got something usable. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful, and love you, Toontrack. As always, make incredible products. I didn't get paid to do this video. I genuinely like their shit, and I've been using it for over a decade. So I recommend Toontrack to anyone who wants to sort of expand their keys, bass, drums arsenal. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're just fantastic tools. You still have to know what you're doing to use them, but the technical side of it, it's super intuitive and can't recommend it enough. Good on ya.